9 a.m. I'm Ambassador Renee Johnson, all the way from Nassau, Bahamas, the place where God lives. This morning we had some technical issues, but that's okay. I just thought about it. The topic today being dream killers. Listen, I'm not letting anything and anyone kill my dream. And so thank you for tuning in. I know some of you who are regularly listen, you normally plug in at 9 a.m. That's okay. You can always come back and watch this video. But thank you for tuning in. I want to talk to you about dream killers and the fact that we're still in seasons. And some plants are toxic and some are for medicine. It's just like some people. Some people are very toxic and some people are like medicine to the soul. You could go to them with your problems, your challenges. You can talk to them about almost anything. And they have a word of encouragement. And they will ensure that when you leave their presence, you leave with a thought or for something that can carry you through the whole day. And so, in talking about dream killers and the toxicity of some plants and the plants that are made for medicines, what I want to talk to you, I was talking to my daughter and I was saying to her, I said, I'm been led to talk about plants, compare plants to our lives. And then I was telling her about actually what I want to talk to you about is growing up, there was a plant that we fared in the Bahamas, in the tropics. My mother always said to us, please stay away from the poison ivy. Just the name poison ivy would cause you to realize something's not right. But for some strange reason, during the time that we would be outdoor playing, because most of the times back in the day, we didn't stay in the house, we didn't have ACs, we had a fan, and that was used in the evenings when the house was closed up. So we would go and play, and for some strange reason, somebody would end up rubbing against the sap on that poison ivy. And so you would end up getting a bad rash and you would be itchy, and your mommy would have to put some calamine lotion or chop a needle. That's one of the plants that grow outside. And she would boil that, and then we'd have to bathe in that for our skin. Because the Bible tells us in Genesis that the plants are for our healing. And so you have to be careful how we use them. And as I was talking to my grown daughter, I was asking her, I said, what other plant do you know that you feel is so cantankerous that we could compare to our lives at some points? And she said, Mommy, do you know about the Venus trap? I said, I heard about that. But I went online and I watched the video. It's a beautiful plant. I mean, this plant is unsuspecting. This plant will cause you to be lured into its beauty. And as you look into this plant, there's a trap. That's why it's called the Venus flytrap. And I watched these unsuspecting flying creatures fly on the inside. And in there, there's some antennas, I think they call it. And if you miss and touch one antenna, it triggers something within that plant. And as the fly flew into this Venus flytrap, it stuck in there and then it triggered another antenna. And as it triggered the antenna, you know what happened? Bam! It like it was imprisoned. The only ones that get out is the tiny flies that may find a little small opening and is able to fly out for freedom. But the fly or the insect that is caught in that trap, it literally stays in there. And when this Venus flytrap opens up, you know what happens? The only thing left within its stomach or inside the plant is the actual skull, the skin, the frame of the animal. So I was thinking about that. I said, wow, have you ever been in a situation where someone literally zapped the energy from you? You come and you're like, girl, I was thinking about something. And what do you think about this? And what do you think about that? And the person like, child, I don't think that's a good idea. Oh, I don't think you should do that. And all of a sudden you feel, you just feel disillusioned about something that you may have had envisioned in your own mind. And so I'm saying to you, this is a great opportunity for you to check yourself, check your surroundings, check and see who you have as your friend, check and see whether or not that person is in alignment with where you're going. Check and see if that person is on the same page as you. Because some people are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And sometimes we need to establish what season it is for these people in our lives. Sometimes you could have a season of changes, but have a lifetime of victories. And so you have to go inside and you have to check yourself. And there are times when there is a fear that comes over you, and then insecurity, and then uncertainty. But you have to be prepared to make adjustments. And there's something called inertia. But when you're in inertia, that means you actually stuck, you're like paralyzed. So you have to now become intentional. And then you start thinking about the past. Lord, I did this. And then a lot of people talk about karma. Yeah, karma do exist. And we think about our past experience and then we don't think we're worthy. But you have to take charge of your own life. You know, there's a person, I won't even call him a person, there's a thing, but I guess he fell from the sky, he fell from heaven. And what he does is he go around feeding negative things into our minds. He's very toxic. He's very negative. He makes us feel like we're not worthy or there's no one who loves us. And you know, he's a little imp. He's the devil. He's Satan himself. He's a manipulator. He's cunning. He's a liar. The Bible tells us he's a thief. He comes only to destroy and to steal. So I would encourage you today, do not let a toxic plant, a toxic person, that enabler, the person who enables you not to succeed. You have to remove these things out of your life. You have the ability. In 1 Peter 5:8, it tells us, be sober, be sober. That means you have to be clear, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. In John 3:8, you know, he says, he that committed sin is of the devil, for the devil sinned from the beginning. So there are some times when we have to connect the dots for ourselves. You have to say to yourself, listen, I'm not going down that road. You know, and then you have to know within yourself that the situation you are in, you can change it. You can move away from it. No, you're not alone. You're never alone. You always have a comforter who abides in you. You always have that still voice. You know, there's two voices. One will say do good, the other will say do evil. Which one would you choose between good and evil? I would say for me, I choose good. Because I remember the thief only comes to destroy and kill. But I want to encourage you to grab that manual. You know, the manual, our Constitution, the Holy Word, because it's based on accountability, royalty, justice, peace, love, laws, and instructions on how to exist on earth. So when these toxic things come our way, when things begin to make us doubt ourselves, when things begin to become too heavy, become burden, he's a burden bearer. You have to know when to release it into the atmosphere, release it to the one and only healer. My mentor, Pastor Miles Monroe, who's since passed on, I know he's so proud of us right now with MDM Network, a diverse group of people who are sharing the kingdom, authentic kingdom message, breaking down barriers and building bridges. That's what we're doing. One of the things I constantly I'm reminded of from Dr. Monroe, what he said was 7 keys. And he asked us, and he said, you know, these are some things that could hinder us. These are some things that could create for us this toxicity, this toxic environment that we want to get away from. Number one, he said we need to avoid politics without principle. You think about getting into politics, number you have to have principles. Number two, pleasure without conscience. You must always have a conscience about things. Number three, wealth without work. If you see today or tomorrow you run into some wealth and you didn't work for it, trust me, you'll see it disappearing. Knowledge without character. You want any knowledge you have, or whoever you get it from, has a character attached. 6, science without morality. Must have morality. And number 7, worship without sacrifice. We have to give a worship of praise, and sacrifice always. So I want to thank you and think on these things. Dream killers, all of these things, we have an opportunity to make better, make our lives best, so that we could have a lifetime, a season of victories. Thank you for tuning in. For those of you who normally see me at 9 o'clock, 9 a.m., thank you for your patience. And if you're not online, whenever you watch this, I want to thank you. And may God continue to bless you and keep you. It is my prayer. Tune in at 1 o'clock. We have a lively, provocative interview with a young lady who wants to share what her story has been. But share this video and please plug in to MBN Mamlaka Network. Have a wonderful day again.